Welcome to Sollu Kaburz podcast, and it is cricket time and World Cup time when you see me in this dress and this badge, and we cannot wait to talk about the most exciting match of this tournament of this year. Perhaps it's India versus Pakistan in the T20 World Cup at UAE happening in 2021, and for that with me I have a very special guest, because the moment you see me happy, you know that I'm a big fan already. He's one of the best sports journalist in Pakistan that I have ever seen, and I have been following him for a long time. And his experience in journalism is definitely more than my age. And sir, apologies, I'm not trying to make you look old, but it just goes to show your dedication, your passion for the game, your passion for Pakistan cricket. And I just could not pick a better person to talk about the upcoming occasion other than Waheed Khan, sir. Welcome to the podcast. It's an honor to have you. Thank you very much for taking your time out.
No issue at all, Najeeb, and most welcome. And एज तो खैर रुकती है किसी की भी, तो मतलब आप कुछ भी कहें, एज तो मतलब टाइम किसी के लिए रुकता है, हमारे लिए भी नहीं रुका टाइम. लेकिन ये कि आई हैव एंजॉयड माय journalistic career, and I'm still enjoying it. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
And cricket has been my passion always.
Right.
So nothing better than like your passion being your livelihood as well. So life has been really good.
Awesome, sir. देखिए अब it's again once again just to repeat, it's a fanboy moment. I've watched your YouTube channel religiously. आपका जो इंटरव्यू है जहीर अब्बास साहब के साथ, जिसमें वो रोहित शर्मा की तारीफ करते हैं, वो तो मैं देख के थक चुका हूँ. और आपका जो इंटरव्यू था कॉट बिहाइंड में डॉक्टर नोमान और राशिद लतीफ के साथ, वो इंटरव्यू में मैं जितनी बार देखा हूँ, आपकी बातें, आई रियली follow your word, I follow your advice, and I just again I'm absolutely delighted to have you here, sir. Speaking of your career, sir, looking back, you have been a part of some of the most biggest moments of Pakistan cricket, right? For example, I'm sure you must be a journalist, very young journalist in 1992 World Cup. You have seen through and reported through the tough times of 90s fixing era, and you must have been delighted in the 2017 Champions Trophy. You were there reporting for the Bob Woolmer story. So how has the journey been? Is it a roller coaster journey to be reporting for Pakistan cricket, because there is so much happening and Pakistan cricket always keeps giving drama in a good sense, right? So how do you enjoy this job of reporting on Pakistan cricket?
Well, I think you put it very aptly. The drama. I mean, Pakistan cricket is never short of drama, and there's always something happening. So that is why it makes our job very exciting, because we know that if 2 days or 3 days or a week passes without any incident, we know that something big is going to come around the corner. And that's what I think is the vibrancy, is the unpredictability of Pakistan cricket that has, that has made it such a popular brand in the world of cricket. I mean, despite everything, despite the fact that we don't have, but still, if you see, whenever Pakistan plays, there is a demand to, for the Pakistan team. People want to watch the Pakistan team play, and that's the good thing. Because to me, the biggest thing is that cricket in Pakistan is very much alive and kicking, and every day we see more and more youngsters, coming towards cricket. And if you come, if you're in Pakistan, you go to every nook and corner of the country, and you will see that children are playing cricket. So that's the biggest, I think, plus for Pakistan, is that cricket is alive and kicking in this country, and that means that somewhere along the line we'll always get good talent. We'll always get talent, and we'll never be short of talent. So that's the good part. And as far as like reporting in Pakistan cricket is concerned, Pakistan's cricket culture has always been very different from other cricket nations, and the culture is of the sort that it makes our job more exciting, more interesting, because we have access to players, we have access to the board officials. Times may have changed a bit in the last few years now. Maybe that after the spot fixing thing and the last 2 years, the COVID issue, the COVID pandemic, it has made access to the players a bit difficult. But in the 90s, after 2000, even in the late 80s when I reported, the fun part was that we could, talk to the players, to the officials, and we got first hand information about what was happening. And Pakistan cricket has always been up and down, captains changing, coaches changing, intrigues in the dressing room, and then couple that with some really outstanding performances, some great individual performances. So it's a roller coaster ride, and it's been a roller coaster ride covering Pakistan cricket. And I don't think that Najeeb, I would ever exchange this part of my life for anything else.
Awesome, awesome. Absolutely well put, sir. It is a roller coaster ride. I always call Pakistan as the I don't know if you follow IPL. I call Pakistan team as the RCB of the world cricket, or the Lahore Qalandar of the world cricket, or the Tottenham Hotspurs of the world cricket, because it is indeed a roller coaster, and you have no idea which team is turning up on that day. It might be the team that will beat the world's #1 team, or it might be the team that will lose to the last team. It's just the fun of the unpredictability that makes Pakistan cricket so exciting to watch. And speaking of the word that you said about cricket being alive and kicking in Pakistan, I think that is one reason why I would, if there is one team that I would like to choose in this World Cup, apart from India, I obviously want India to win the World Cup. But if there is second team that I would like to choose, it should be Pakistan, because this opportunity of taking that kicking cricket to next level was discarded by teams like New Zealand, by teams like England. As Michael Holding put it in his statement, the Western arrogance has denied Pakistan some exciting cricket that it deserved. So that for that reason, I really feel like Pakistan is like my second favorite team to root for in this World Cup, and I would love them to see, if in case India doesn't make it, I would love to see Pakistan win and show the world that it deserves better cricket at home as well.
It does. It does. What New Zealand did was very unfair. What England have done was even more unfair. But I guess in the last 10 years, we have faced these situations before in Pakistan cricket. We have been through this. And that's largely also, I think, my viewpoint is very clear that it's also because of our own weaknesses, our own lack of
Right.
our own failure to take a stand for it, and you have to face the consequences as well. And the Pakistan cricket board has not been willing to face the consequences. They've been too afraid to take the hard decisions. I mean, if you look even at a country like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, there have been occasions on major issues where they took stands and they were willing to face the consequences, and eventually they came through. And I think that is where Pakistan cricket has failed. And that is the reason why we have been facing problems today in 2021, that a team lands in Pakistan, it's here for 5 days, and all of a sudden one fine day says that, we have a security threat which is not willing to share with the host country, with the home board, home government, and then just leaves. So that's grossly unfair. And like I said, Najeeb, to me, I think, after having covered cricket for so long, I think the answer to these sort of situations is not is just giving statements and going to ICC meetings and all that sort of. I think the time has come where we have to take the whip in the hand. I would have loved to see, Pakistan in the World Cup, what the consequences, no matter what ICC says, no matter what it does to Pakistan-New Zealand relations, but we need to make a strong statement. Our statement is that if you're going to treat us this way as an independent country, as a what do you call it, a cricket nation with a lot of pride, then okay, then fine, we don't want to play you in the World Cup, because you haven't given us a fair enough reason to justify the way you left Pakistan after just without playing the matches.
Right.
But that's not going to happen, Najeeb, because I've seen this all these years, and I think these problems will keep cropping up again and again. Next year, England is saying they'll come for the series. Australia is due to come here next year, but we might face the same problems. And a lot also has to do with the fact that relations between India and Pakistan, even in cricket, because they have been suspended for such a long time, there's been no bilateral series. Somewhere, I get this feeling that other nations take advantage of this. If I'm not mistaken, there's excuses that we want to Pakistan and security and all that. And I remember Jagmohan Dalmia the late Jagmohan Dalmia was there at that time, I think the ICC or BCCI, and he said very clearly, he sounded a warning to the New Zealand cricket. He said that, look, if you don't fulfill your commitments, Pakistan, then forget about playing anyone in Asia. You will get no series against any Asian team, including India. Right. And when he said that, it just took a few hours for the New Zealand cricket to retract, and then they came to Pakistan. So I think, somewhere down the line, I think because India is such a influential player now in world cricket.
Right.
The fact that we don't have normal cricket relations with India has also played a big part in the fact that we don't have an Asian bloc. I mean, we don't have active Asian bloc in world cricket in the ICC, and that in some way has also affected Pakistan cricket.
Perfectly put, sir. And also, it's just that again, BCCI is not the old BCCI anymore, and that if we start talking about that, that will open a different can of worms. Seeing you talk, sir, I just one quality that I enjoy in Pakistan journalism that I don't find in Indian journalism, obviously again because of BCCI indirectly, is the freedom with which you pose questions to players and the board, right? For example, I was watching your interview with Mohammad Wasim, was the chief selector, and I really love the way you grilled him on the selection criteria, and you grilled him with name by name on the name by name basis. Which how do you explain this level of boldness and freedom? And you also remind me of Abdul Khalik, who's also another great journalist, that he does some really piercing questions with Pakistan players. So how do you explain this freedom of journalism within cricket fraternity?
It's been like this in Pakistan cricket for forever. In Pakistan cricket, there has always been a lot of freedom, a lot of openness, and from what I remember when I entered into journalism, it's always been like this. Like we had, like I told you, we had the access to people like Javed Mirdad, Imran Khan. We could go near the dressing room, we could ask them questions, we could pose them questions. One reason for that, I think, is because cricket is so popular in Pakistan, and it's like it gets a lot of space and coverage in the media, and even nowadays with social media, it still gets a lot of airtime, and that's why I think even the players and the officials realize that they have to be open about things. And look, I always believe that, I mean, as long as you're interviewing someone, as long as you ask them questions with the right respectful attitude and with the right approach, and you don't pose insulting questions, you can ask him the hardest of questions, you can ask him the toughest of questions. It's just about how you put your words before him. I mean, one question can be asked in two different manners, three different manners, and can have a different reaction from your guests. So I think it's all about just phrasing your questions properly and doing it in a very polite manner.
Right.
And I tell you one thing, like I've done a lot of tough interviews, and I can also tell you this, that in my life, in my journalistic career, when I was in the print media, I used to do a lot of breaking stories, and I used to do a lot of critical stories about the players and all. And there have been one or two incidents where players have reacted, or there have been some ugly, reactions. But otherwise, like I used to do a critical piece, I could do a critical piece, and then the next day I would be at the ground, I would be talking to the same person, and we would be discussing the article itself, the piece itself. So that thing is very good about Pakistan cricket. And I'll tell you one thing, it was the same in Indian cricket as well, until the IPL came in. Once the IPL rights came in, copyrights came in, and all these things came in, then it changed in Indian cricket. Or I remember even till before the IPL, even in Indian cricket, things used to be pretty transparent, and journalists could go, and they had very good relations with the players. I know a lot of senior Indian journalists who had a very good relations with the Indian players. And I remember when India and Pakistan used to play, we always had this sort of thing that if I had like if some Indian journalist knew that Makram, and if I knew that he had some very good connection with Saurav, I could pitch a request to him कि यार वो सौरभ से जरा मेरा एक इंटरव्यू करा दो, बात करनी है. And he would pitch a request to me कि यार तुम वैसे से मेरी बात करा दो. And that is the way it worked. But I think after the IPL, things changed in Indian cricket. And big hoo-ha, the fact that would news agencies be able to cover the IPL, and about the rights to take photographs of companies and all that stuff. Too much commercialism, I think, has led to changes in other parts of the world. But Pakistan cricket, thankfully, because things still remain the same. अब थोड़ा कम हो गया है, जाहिर सी बात है, एक्सेस थोड़ा कम हो गया है, पीसीबी खुद करता है ज्यादातर अपनी चीजें, लेकिन अभी भी आई थिंक पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट में बहुत बोल्डनेस है, पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट जर्नलिज्म में बहुत बोल्डनेस है. एट टाइम्स ऐसा भी होता है कि हमारे टाइम्स सम ऑफ जर्नलिस्ट tend to get pretty personal as well. But I guess that happens. You will always find different type of people in different areas. बट यस पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट और पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट जर्नलिज्म बहुत बहुत बोल्ड है, वो बहुत डिफरेंट है दूसरे फ्रॉम अदर क्रिकेट नेशंस।
सच बताऊं सर, तो जैसे मैंने आपका वीडियो देख रहा था मोहम्मद वसीम के साथ, मेरा मन कर रहा था कि भाई मैं कोई यार इंडिया में जर्नलिस्ट एमएस के प्रसाद को बिठाकर पूछे कि 2019 वर्ल्ड कप का नंबर 4 कहाँ गया था। यू नो so so that's again, and without you we will not get the news and the, as you put it, the drama, and we didn't see any less drama just before this world cup as well sir. पीसीबी चेयरमैन बदल गए, रमीज राजा साहब चेयरमैन बन गए, एंड मिसबाउल हक रिजाइन।
मैं अजीब चीज एक यहाँ पर एक चीज मैं ऐड करूं, यहाँ पर एक चीज ये हो गई है, जो फर्क आया है ना वही आया है कि ये सोशल मीडिया के आने के बाद, आई मीन बिकॉज सिंस द सोशल मीडिया इज कमिंग, व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इज नाउ दैट द प्लेयर्स, द एजेंट्स, द क्रिकेट बोर्ड, देयर ऑफिशियल्स, दे हैव अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू, आई मीन यू नो, रिस्पॉन्ड टू व्हाट इज रिटन इन द मीडिया। पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था ना, पहले सोशल मीडिया जब नहीं था तो आप अगर एक मतलब आपके पास भी प्लेटफॉर्म वही था जो लिखा जाता था आपके बारे में। तो उससे फर्क पड़ा है काफी, उससे फर्क पड़ा यार। देखो सीधी, आई मीन टू बी ऑनेस्ट, when the president of the United States, Donald Trump, when he decides that I'll use Twitter to post daily briefings and give replies to the journalists or stories and talk on issues, तो फिर बात ही खत्म हो जाती है ना, तो फिर क्रिकेटर क्यों ना इस्तेमाल करे। तो that is why times have changed, and maybe कभी यार मैं ये सोचता हूँ कि यार maybe like if I had been like a proper active reporting journalist right now, maybe I would have faced a lot of problems compared to the way we did work in the 80s, 90s, and even after that. So maybe I'm lucky that we had the best of times, that we saw the best of times. We saw the internet coming in, we saw emails coming in, and all sort of stuff. So अभी तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो गया है इसमें, तो no doubt about it.
टेलीग्राम से ईमेल, टेलीग्राम के मेल से ईमेल तक हमने सब देख लिया है। और सर आते हैं इस टूर्नामेंट की बात की, तो जैसे कि हुआ था, द थिंग्स दैट हैव हैपेंड विद इन द पीसीबी बोर्ड, chairman change and coach resignation, Waqar Yunus resignation. So what was your feeling then versus what was your feeling now looking at this team? I think दो warm up matches हुए हैं. Were you concerned back then, or you think those events have not really affected the chances of this team in this tournament?
For me it was like, चलो फिर से once again
business as usual.
तो ये तो it's not like a big thing in Pakistan cricket, but yes, obviously, I mean any team, I mean if you're going to change the head coach and the bowling coach just a month before a mega event like the World Cup, it will have an effect. There's no doubt about it. There's no two ways about it. The argument about whether Misbah was handling the white ball team well, whether he was able to develop and build a good strong white ball team, that's a different issue altogether. That's a different debate altogether. But yes, the way they went, that was pretty, I would say strange, in the sense that they just left without a fight, and we are resigning, and the reasons, I mean, you see, like when they left, Misbah gave a long statement released by the board saying that because of the COVID restrictions, he couldn't stay away from his family, blah, 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 blah. And just 2 days back, sitting on a TV channel, he opened up saying that, in Pakistan, they look for scapegoats and they look at just results and all. So that's, pretty, like, I find it pretty, what do you call it? Now I find it a pretty like, it's very, what do you call it, sad to me the way things work here. Because, I mean, what I've noticed is that whenever these former stalwarts are in positions of power, they will find nothing wrong with Pakistan cricket. The system is okay, the board is okay, they're very happy as long as they have the power, authority. But as soon as they leave that post, their views change about the cricket system, their views change about a lot of things. My thing on this is very clear, like if Misbah and Waqar, after 2 years with the team, I think they had a moral responsibility towards the cricket fans of Pakistan, towards Pakistan cricket, that even if Rameez didn't want them around, and even if Rameez had told them, or someone in the board had told them very clearly, bhai, either you resign or we'll sack you, they should have had the moral courage to say this publicly, that look, we feel that it is our moral duty to continue as coaches, at least till the World Cup, because we have built this team, we have worked with this team, and it's not right that we should leave now. But we are being told to leave. That is why we are leaving. But they didn't have the moral courage to do that. Why? Because obviously financial, contractual obligation and other sort of stuff in the contract. But that's sad to me, and I don't buy this stuff. I think somewhere down the line you have to take a stand on these things, which is not done in Pakistan cricket. Way back, I think I remember in the 60s when Majid Khan was first. He came into reckoning for Pakistan selection. His father, Jahangir Khan, he was the chairman of the selectors. And the first time, the moment Majid was in contention, his father said, thank you very much, I'm stepping down because it won't be fair for me to be sitting making selections when my own son is under consideration for selection. So that sort of higher moral ground, you don't find these days, Najeeb.
Right.
अब वैसा नहीं हो, अब इंजमाम ठीक है, if his nephew is under consideration, it's okay for him. He is in fact, he will defend the selection of his nephew. And I mean, that's another debate, but वो moral चीज अब नहीं है, let's be honest.
Sure.
तो थोड़ा सा मसला है, ये मसला है. Misbah and Waqar should have had the moral courage to say that no, we have been told to go, that's why we are going, or we didn't want to go. But to say that we are resigning and just leaving like that because of COVID restrictions, like, I mean, क्या यार, क्या 2 साल से COVID restrictions नहीं थे, तो 2 साल बाद वर्ल्ड कप से 1 महीने पहले तुमको ख्याल आता है कि तुम फैमिली से दूर बैठे हो. I mean, किसको मतलब, I mean, I would say this thing, किसको चुतिया बना रहे हो यार?
सर, आप जैसे बात कर रहे हैं सर, बस if I only wish I could talk about our administration like that. But swiftly moving on, sir, that where does it leave the Pakistan team's chances in this World Cup, sir? Because I think they have it's a team that is something that we cannot write off because it's their surfaces. They have played there for a long time, and ऐसा नहीं है कि 200 के 250 के pitches हैं यहाँ पे. It's just perfectly suitable for the capability of the batting order. 160, 170, 180, and yesterday they in fact hit 190 against South Africa, and bowling is also pretty much suitable. And I think of all the ICC tournaments that Pakistan had played against India since 2015ish or something like that, I think this is their best chance to beat India in a ICC World Cup World Event tournament. Obviously, they've beaten us in the Champions Trophy, but I think it's more even. The contest is more even this time than it was maybe since 2015 or something like that. What do you think of that?
There's this common feeling that, like even I say this number of times, the T20 format is the shortest format. So like this is the format where even a weak team can upset a strong team because the longer format you play, obviously your weaknesses are exposed, your strengths then, become more important. But in T20 format, you can cover your weaknesses. You can, depend on 1 or 2 performances. But I think, Najeeb, but these things have now become a bit cliched because even in T20 cricket now, I think it's become very obvious that you need to understand the dynamics of playing T20 cricket, especially if you're playing in a place like UAE. So I really won't buy that thing that, it's an unpredictable format and anything can happen. I won't buy that. See, 2016 T20 World Cup when Pakistan played India, similar sort of sentiments were expressed. And I think at that time we had a stronger team, to be very honest. Shahid was the captain and we had a stronger team. And at that time also it was felt that, Pakistan can upset India in T20 and all, but we lost badly. We lost 3 overs before stipulated overs. In fact, that match was restricted to 18 overs.
Yeah.
So I think India, if you want to beat India, there's only one way to do that. To be honest, I'll be very straight. Whether it's T20 or 50 overs cricket, you have to get rid of Rohit and Kohli early on. If you can't do that, then forget about winning against them. Because if you look at all the matches that Pakistan and India have played since, let's say 2015, or even before that, starting from the 2011 World Cup, you will see that India's top order has clicked against Pakistan. All the top batsmen have clicked, whether it was Sachin Sehwag in 2011, whether it was Gambhir, whether it was Kohli in 2016, and after that in 2018, Rohit, Dhawan, Kohli. So the key is getting the top order out quickly. To me, if Shaheen can produce a exceptional burst like Amir did in the Champions Trophy final in 2017, where he got rid of Kohli, Rohit and all very early on, if Shaheen can do that, yes, Pakistan can win this straight. Pakistan can win this match. But if he can't do that, from the warm-up matches that I have watched, the Indian batting is just too strong, too strong. I mean, the way they won against what do you call it, England and Australia, the way KL is batting, the way Sky is batting, मुश्किल है, बहुत मुश्किल है कि पाकिस्तान, बिकॉज आई मीन इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग बैटिंग लाइनअप को आप उसी वक्त पकड़ सकते हो जब आप उनका की फिगर्स को निकालते हो. देखिए, people tend to forget that where Pakistani players and Pakistani people want the Pakistan team to do well, the Pakistani players are very keen to do well. We have a habit or tendency of giving too many statements before matches. But don't forget that the Indian players also want to do very well against Pakistan. Like, it's not like ठीक है, Kohli may say this 100 times, it's a normal match, it's just a normal cricket match for him, but it's not like that. He wants to do well, he wants to win against Pakistan. In fact, Kohli's record against is exceptional against Pakistan. Whenever he has played against us, he has got big runs. Same with Rohit. So it's not going to be an easy match to me. I'll be very honest, because if we can't get rid of the Indian top order quickly, then बहुत मुश्किल है. And Pakistan's weakness to me is the bowling itself. Again, that's the best part, that Shaheen could be your Shaheen, and even Hassan Ali could be your what do you call it, the people who could win you the match early on with the new ball, but then this bowling could also cost you the match later on. Last night we saw against South Africa the way they went for, they went for nearly 50 runs in 3 overs. And I've been saying this for a while now, that these fast bowlers are giving away too many runs, and that's just not on in T20 cricket. You have to have reliable bowlers in death overs in T20 cricket, whether you're playing in England, whether you're playing in UAE, or wherever. And UAE especially, the 15th and the 20th over, the 5 overs span you have here. If you don't have reliable bowlers who can, contain the batsman, who can get you wickets in this period, then it's period. Then forget about winning the match. So I would say India start off as favorites, 70% to India, 30% to Pakistan. Yes, there's always a probability that they could be upset. Pakistan could upset India. No one's writing Pakistan off, and it would be a big mistake to write Pakistan off at any given time. But realistically speaking, India starts off with a very, very, very big edge.
So toss जीत के क्या करना चाहिए टीमों को, पाकिस्तान को क्या करना चाहिए? Because India would probably prefer to chase, if I'm not wrong. So Pakistan would win the toss, and
Pakistan also has to do that, because in Dubai, if you look at the conditions, dew conditions, you never know that at times dew conditions get very wet, and it becomes very difficult for the bowlers to even hold the ball. I don't know. We had a match just recently where, to me, the biggest thing was that that team, despite the dew condition, managed to win the match. So I think तो आपने सीधा आपको पहले उनको फील्डिंग करानी पड़ेगी and go for the chase. देखिए, India has this advantage that they have the batting to do well batting first. They have the advantage of doing well even if they chase. Pakistan in recent times has managed a couple of good chase, tend to face problems while chasing big totals. Now, a big total in Dubai would be around 160, 170 to me. This type of conditions है, this type of pitches है. So yes, toss जीत के तो there should be no two ways about it. Pakistan has to put India into bat first, and then in fact, I think Najeeb, the toss is going to be a very important factor in deciding the outcome of this match. कि अगर टॉस जीतता पाकिस्तान सीधा चेस करे, लेकिन आजकल देखो, the thing is, those teams, the sensible teams, their bowlers, they practice a lot with the wet balls, because they know that they will face these sort of conditions. So it will also boil down to the fact that the bowlers on both sides, Pakistan and India, who are those set of bowlers who have done enough hard work with the wet ball. If they have practiced well enough, the dew won't make a big difference to them, because it's an art to bowl with a wet ball in wet conditions and still not get thrashed around by the batsman. So yes, toss will be important, and to me it's very simple. You chase, you don't wait. 2019, Pakistan made the big blunder of putting India into bat first. And we lost the match. Whereas there, we just needed to put bat first ourselves and then ask India to chase. So these sort of small mistakes cost us the match. But I think yes, chase is the way to go. No way about it.
So, what is your comment on bringing back Hafiz and Shoaib Malik, इस सवाल पे तो मुझे आना ही था. But this idea that you back a lot of youngsters over a period of time, but when a tournament time comes, you just panic and just go back to some safe options in that sense, right? So is this the last of what we are seeing of Shoaib Malik and Hafiz, because there is another World Cup coming by in just another year's time. And I was yesterday I was watching this meme on Pakistani news channel where Musharraf आ गए, Nawaz Sharif आ गए, बस एक ही बंदा कांस्टेंट था, शोएब मलिक. I don't know if you've had the chance to look at that meme from a Pakistani news channel, which was a satire, comedy satire. But really, your comments on this policy of going back. I was not. I was kind of jokingly saying to my friends that I was surprised that Amir and Wahab Riaz were not back. What's your comment on this going back to banking on the safer option?
It shouldn't be seen as satire, Najeeb. It's an example of the failure of a cricket system. Look, I don't blame Shoaib Malik, but if he's still around today and if he's still being considered for the Pakistan team, that means you don't have a good cricket system. Your coaches, your national team coaches, have not been able to develop players. That means Misbah and failed to develop a replacement player in Malik's place. That's a they are developed because eventually these guys have to take over from Virat and Rohit when the time comes. If Malik is today being selected in the Pakistan team, I am one of those people who felt that yes, he should be in the team. I felt Hafiz should be in the team. I felt Sarfraz should be in the team. I felt Wahab should be. Why? Because to me, it's very straight and simple. If you have the replacement for these guys, fine. You get in those replacements. But when you don't have replacements, then what are we talking about? Young players and young blood. You first need to find the ideal replacements. Do we have the replacements? No, we don't have the replacements. Why? Because can we rely on, and in terms of probability, it's this way. In terms of probability, if I had a chance of if my life depended on say Malik batting well, Asif Ali batting well, who would I choose? Obviously Malik. I would never leave it up to in probability to Asif Ali because he's not a reliable batsman. But Malik, even today, I would rely on him because he could deliver. Similar with Hafiz or say Hyder Ali. So the thing is that we have not, it's the failure of our system that we have not developed players to replace Hafiz and Malik. And we should be worried about this. We should be concerned about this. I mean, if you look at the way players are handled in Pakistan, I'd put it this way, the handling of the players, the development of the players is pathetic. It's pathetic, believe me. I have seen so many good players being wasted. I've seen so many players lose their best years because the handling has been very bad. There have been likes and dislikes in selection. I mean, it's just not on the way things are managed in Pakistan cricket. It's a joke to me. Look, India replaced Shardul Thakur in the World Cup squad. They added Shardul Thakur. They dropped Akshar Patel, but they had a plan behind it. They did it because they knew that Hardik ka masla chal raha hai batting ka, bowling ka, so they covered that up. But the changes made in the Pakistan team came because of the pressure built, because of the criticism that came after the announcement of the squad. Because people said, what have you done? How does Azam Khan replace Sarfraz right now? How does Asif Ali replace Shoaib Malik? How does so-and-so come into his place? So picking 4 batsmen in the middle order like Shoaib Maqsood, Khushdil Shah, for that matter, even Hyder Ali was not in consideration. It was Khushdil Shah, Shoaib Maqsood, Asif Ali and Azam. And Fakir was dropped. Why isn't he in the squad? Where are these? I mean, how can you rely on 4 batsmen who have yet to prove themselves consistently at the international level? Like Matthew Hayden had a media interaction, and I was listening to him. Like he said, it's not about power hitting. Power hitting is overrated. It's not about just going and hitting sixes. It's about having a cricket sense here. It's about game awareness. It's about knowing why is AB de Villiers such a world-class player. Game awareness, he knows when I have to, go for the big shots, when I have to pace my innings, which bowlers I have to target. That's game awareness. You can't do this. You can't go like Asif Ali and start bang against every bowler. You can't do that. I think the reason, if Shoaib Malik and Hafiz, first, this is the last World Cup. I don't see them in the team anymore after this. But if today in the World Cup, it is the failure of the Pakistan cricket system. We should be asking ourselves this question: that why are we still depending on Malik? after 22 years since he made his debut. I covered his debut in 99. I've covered his under 19 cricket. I mean, you can judge by that.
Yes.
I've been covering him for the last 33 years, and yes, he's still around because he's fit. He works very hard, and if he's performing, fine. Either you find a replacement for him, or that's it.
On top of that, is there anything that Pakistan cricket can feasibly do what Indian cricket has done over the years, the way they have invested? What is lacking? Is it just the funds that is the only issue that is plaguing Pakistan cricket, or you see any lack of intent or any lack of willpower?
No.
Where
No,
do
no,
you
no, no.
where do you
Look, funds is not a problem, Najeeb. Funds, there are a lot of funds even in Pakistan cricket. The two things we are lacking in is we need people who come into authority to show character and be independent and take independent decisions and withstand pressure from different quarters. If you come in, if I'm made a chief selector, I will not listen to anyone except my own conscience that I feel this player is good. Second, personal likes and dislikes. These extra luggage that we carry, baggage we carry. I don't like his face. He didn't say hello to me. He didn't do salam to me. So I will not select him. I will select this guy because this guy's brother is my his brother coached me when I was at. That's not good. That doesn't work nowadays in modern cricket. These are the things we need to change in Pakistan. We need the people in authority to show character. If you can't show character, being in a position of authority, you shouldn't be there. Don't give me this story that what can I do? I got a call from the top saying that no, you have to do this, so I did it. No, if I can't take a stand, I will say thank you very much, I'm leaving. That's it. If I can't do my own thing, why is Rahul Dravid so successful? Why is a person like Rahul Dravid even, admired in Pakistan? Very simple. He takes independent decisions. He's allowed to take independent decisions. And I think if there was any pressure applied on him, he would resign. He would say, thank you very much. I can't work like this. I will work because I'm the expert here. I know what I need. I know the players I require. That is what is needed in Pakistan cricket. I mean, look at the current chief selector. I mean, the guy should have some shame here. I mean, you have changed the team several times. You picked up Azam Khan, that young boy. I felt so bad for him. Is it fair that you pick a 22-year-old boy? It's not his fault that he's picked in the World Cup squad. But you pick him, and at time of picking, you say that he's the ideal replacement for Sarfaraz. That he's an impact player. He can change matches for Pakistan. And if he has 4 or 5 bad matches in the National T20 Championship, you go back to Sarfaraz, then you say that Sarfaraz carries a lot of experience, he will bring a lot of it. What is this? You don't select players on the basis of 1 or 2 matches or 3 or 4 matches. The eye is the main thing in cricket. You look at a player, you believe in him, you say, okay, Asif Ali, you are my guy. You are my go-to fellow. You will deliver for me. That's it. Then you stand by him. Then you take the pressure. That is what Kohli does. That is what Dhoni has done all this time. He has taken the pressure for the players he has chosen. Have people not criticized the selection of Jadeja? Have people not criticized the selection of other players? They have taken the pressure. Guys, don't take the pressure. अभी आजम खान हुआ, निकालो, बाहर कर दो आजम खान को. वही शोएब मलिक जो कि अब स्पेंट फोर्स था, जो 1 साल से नहीं खेल रहा पाकिस्तान टीम में, वो एकदम से सबसे एक्सपीरियंस्ड और सबसे वैल्यूएबल प्लेयर बन गया पाकिस्तान टीम का. यार ये क्या मजाक है भाई, ऐसे नहीं चलता. We need people with character, Najeeb. We need people with character. We don't need people who look at the paychecks, who look at how much salary they're getting every month. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. I'll be blatantly honest here today. If you want your cricket to improve, then you have to have people with character, with morality, and people willing to say, no, stop. You're not going to interfere in my field of work. How dare you tell me what I'm supposed to do as a chief selector or as a head coach? That's where you start delivering results. We have not developed players yet. To me, I'll be very honest. To me, the Pakistan, this Indian team jersey that you're wearing, to me, the Pakistan cricket jersey is like, it's the, end of everything a cricketer strives for. And what have we done with this thing? We pick players on the basis of 2 or 3 matches. We have made the selection of the Pakistan team so easy for some players, that it's become a joke. I remember in the 90s, 80s, 70s, you had to grind yourself to domestic cricket to even be considered for the Pakistan team as a reserve player. अब तो भाई हर आदमी हीरो बना हुआ है, हर आदमी को आप ठक करके टीम में लाके डाल देते हो इस परसेंट. वी हैव डीवैल्यूड आवर नेशनल टीम. तो व्हाट डू यू एक्सपेक्ट?
बोल्ड बोल्ड वर्ड सर. आपकी बातों से याद आया, आई स्टिल रिमेंबर हाउ मेनी टाइम्स रोहित शर्मा हैज बीन बैक्ड बाय धोनी, failure after failure after failure, and he was one of the most frustrating batsmen to watch. There was a time after 2012 2013, after the Champions Trophy, when he started opening is when he kind of came into groove. And the Rohit Sharma we see today is years and years of backing is what is behind what we see of Rohit Sharma today. And you're absolutely right and spot on with that, sir. So one last question on the same Pakistan team is like, uh, has Pakistan team gone in the route of let's just choose the best player who will always keep his place in the team as a captain? Is that the route Pakistan team has gone? Do you think Babar Azam is a good street smart tactical captain like the older captains that Pakistan has seen? Imran Khan is obviously a legend, and Wasim Akram himself is a good smart captain himself. Took his team to finals in the '99. So where do you see Babar Azam in the list of street smart Pakistani captains that you have seen over the years?
He has to learn a lot, Najeeb. Look, I mean, this argument is a very valid argument. Pakistan has adopted the safe route. They have gone the safe route. They have picked that person as a captain who they know is an automatic selection in all three formats. Fine, it's a safe route. But as a street smart cricketer, no. Babar needs to learn a lot. His leadership qualities, he's still learning. He needs to learn a lot. Captains don't necessarily what do you call it? Then I always say that there's a difference between a captain and a leader. A captain can be named by someone, by the cricket board, that okay, you're the captain, but you can never make a leader. A leader is natural. A leader always comes with the natural gifts. He has this tendency of being a leader in every sense. He will command presence over any group wherever he goes. So the thing is that we need to first understand, is Babar a leader right now? No, he's not a leader. He needs time to develop as a leader, and he can only develop as a leader. Look, if I look at Wasim Akram's career, see, I saw Wasim Akram evolution in the fact that he developed into a very confident personality. When initially he came into the Pakistan team, he became a top class, world class bowler. His personal grooming was an issue, but later on, when he groomed himself personally, and he could he could speak well, he could express himself. There was an air of confidence about him. We saw a very different Wasim. And somewhere down the line, I keep on repeating this in my shows also, I think Babar needs to be groomed as a personality, as a brand. Babar needs to be, I'm not comparing him with Kohli. Kohli has been there around a lot of times. Kohli has also been developed as a brand, as a personality, because if you look at Kohli in the initial years and you look at Kohli today, big difference. So I think we need to start working on that aspect of Babar's personality. The moment he grooms himself as an individual personality, you will see a definite change in his leadership. You will see that confidence coming into leadership. Right now, somewhere down the line, I think it's also because of he's not that experienced right now as a captain. So he doesn't have that ability right now, to take the tough decisions, the hard decisions, the out of the box decisions. And I always say one thing: if a captain is not willing to sacrifice and put the team above the rest of the 10 players or the 14 players above himself, he can never be a successful leader. That was the case with Dhoni, who was a masterclass captain. That was the case with Ganguly. That was the case with Steve Waugh. That was the case with Clive Lloyd. All these successful captains of the era. That was the case with even Imran Khan. And when I say that, what do I mean by that? By that, I mean a captain who is willing to take gambles, willing to take risks, willing to put himself to the test. If you have, say, Imran Khan coming into bat at number 3 in a World Cup final, he's putting his reputation at test. He's putting his reputation at test, but he is ready to do that. If you have a Dhoni coming in to bat in the eliminator of qualifiers of the IPL and finishing the match or in the World Cup final, that's the point. What I know is that Babar has not developed that sort of thing right now. He's not willing to be flexible. He's not willing to मैं ओपनिंग करूंगा तो जी मैं ओपनिंग ही करूंगा, मैं नीचे नहीं जाऊंगा खेलने के लिए। ऐसा नहीं चलता, लीडर ऐसे नहीं बनता। लीडर टीम को देखता है पहले। लीडर देखता है कि T20 क्रिकेट में इस वक्त मेरा ओपनिंग का सेंस नहीं बनता, मेरा सेंस बनता है 4 पे, तो वो 4 पे जाएगा खेलने के लिए। अगर वो 4 पे खेल रहा है, वो समझता है कि आज ओपनिंग करनी है मुझे, तो वो ओपनिंग करने आएगा। दैट इज हाउ लीडर। तो बाबर को भी टाइम लगेगा, बाबर
राइट
को
राइट
टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन उसको एडवांटेज ये है कि बिकॉज ही ऑटोमेटिक सिलेक्शन फॉर द पाकिस्तान टीम, ये उसको एज मिलता है, डेफिनेटली एज मिलता है उसको।
right right it also reminds me of how Ganguly sacrificed his number 3 to push up Dhoni against the same Pakistan team at Visakhapatnam match where he hit
I
148.
covered that match. I covered
Yes.
that match. I know. Ganguly was a very astute captain, yeah. Ganguly was like, Ganguly changed the attitude of Indian cricket. To me, I mean, Dhoni is great. Kohli expanded on his legacy. But to me, if you ask me, Ganguly was the first person who changed the mentality of Indian cricket. You know, I mean, उस बंदे ने तो change ही कर दिया ना, बिल्कुल सोच जो थी। वरना यार, I'll be honest, ये नजीब, मैंने वो क्रिकेट देखी है जहां मतलब लोग इस सुन के हैरान होंगे, लेकिन मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ विच द फैक्ट, आई हैव सीन दिस हैपनिंग कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान को कोई मैच हो रहा है किसी टूर्नामेंट में, और एक दिन पहले जो है वो इंडियन प्लेयर्स, 4 प्लेयर्स एक टेबल में बैठे हुए हैं और डाइनिंग हॉल में, 2 पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर्स यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, और वो पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर्स जो है वो बैठ के फिक्रे कस रहे हैं इंडियन प्लेयर्स के ऊपर, और उनको जो है तड़ियां लगा रहे हैं कि कल तुम्हें देख लेंगे, हम बताते हैं तुम्हें कल क्या होता है, तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि तुम फेस करोगे, और ये वो। You know, this was the environment that Pakistan cricket had in the 90s. I've seen this with my own eyes. I've heard this with my own ears. गंगूली ने चेंज किया, ये गंगूली ने आके ये चीज चेंज की। गंगूली ने कहा कि अगर तुमको 2 बातें सुना रहा है, तुम भी 4 बातें सुनाओ उसको, और तुम भी फील्ड पे जाके अगर तुम गाली देता है, तुम भी उसको 4 गालियां सुनाओ, क्योंकि तुम कम नहीं हो उससे। That is where Ganguly picked up, adopted the same strategy which Pakistan had in the 90s. So that is what I think why I rate Ganguly very highly. धोनी ने उसको फिर बिल्ड किया, फिर उसके बाद कोहली हैज रिफाइंड दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ एटीट्यूड, वी सॉ दैट रिसेंटली इन दिस टेस्ट सीरीज अगेंस्ट इंग्लैंड। तो ये इंडियन टीम तो बहुत डिफरेंट है यार, ये दिस इज अ वर्ल्ड बीटिंग साइड, मतलब
This is
at times the confidence, you know, is real, like it leaves me amazed. I mean, you would, मैं सोच नहीं सकता था टू बी ऑनेस्ट के इंडिया जो है वो ब्रिस्बेन में मैच जीत जाएगा, टेस्ट मैच, बिकॉज बिलीव मी, जब मैं वो मैच देख रहा था तो टी तक तो लाइक यू नो माय माइंड वाज सेइंग कि यार ये मैच बचा लेंगे नहीं बचा लेंगे, ये बैटिंग कर लेंगे लास्ट सेशन में। टी पे ऑल ऑफ अ सडन आई थिंक इवन द ऑस्ट्रेलियंस रियलाइज दैट टी के अरे भाई ये बचा नहीं जा रहे, ये तो जीतने जा रहे हैं मैच। अब यू नो दैट वाज द मोमेंट, डिफाइनिंग मोमेंट टू मी, कि मैंने कहा यार ये तो मैच जीतने के लिए जा रहे हैं, दे हैव अ वेरी रियलिस्टिक चांस ऑफ विनिंग दिस मैच। और फिर वो जो एटीट्यूड ऋषभ पंत का, आहा क्या बात, आई मीन हम नहीं मान सकते इंडिया जीत सकता, वो मान सकता, वो वहां पर है, वो कहता है कि ड्रॉ की क्या बात कर रहे हो यार, मैं जीतने की सोच रहा हूँ। हमें बड़ी बातें सुननी पड़ती हैं पाकिस्तान में एज यूट्यूबर, हमें बड़ा सुनना पड़ता है कि आप इंडिया की इतनी तारीफ करते हैं, इंडियन क्रिकेट कितनी बातें करते हैं, इसलिए भाई कि हमने वी हैव सीन द बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ वर्ल्ड, सो वी नो कि हाउ इंडियन क्रिकेट हैज प्रोग्रेस्ड।
एंड बात यह है कि इट्स नॉट द सीनियर्स, इट्स द लॉन्डे, नौजवान का जो कॉन्फिडेंस है। जैसे जैसे ऋषभ पंत, जैसे ईशान किशन को देख लो, अभी अभी हाल फिलहाल में आया है, ऐसा खेल रहा है कि भाई 50 मैच खेल लिए उसने। सो आई दैट्स एन एब्सोल्यूट पॉइंट सर, एंड इट्स बिकम दिस वेल ऑयल्ड मशीन जो है इंडिया का प्रोसेस, और इंडिया के जो जैसे सिस्टम से निकल रहे हैं बैट्समैन और बॉलर। कैन यू इमेजिन द फास्ट बॉलर्स इंडिया इज हैविंग सर, बीइंग पाकिस्तान बीइंग द
एग्जैक्टली,
homeland of
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
the sugar bowl of fast bowling, and when you see Indians just come the way they come in the past 5-6
यार
years.
ये भी है ना नजीब के, ये भी एक फैक्ट है कि बिकॉज अब जो प्लेयर्स इंडियन क्रिकेट में आ रहे हैं उनको पैसा बहुत अच्छा मिल रहा है, और उनको बैक ऑफ माइंड को ये भी पता है कि यार जितने प्लेयर अब खेल रहे हैं ये सब जो है हमारे आईपीएल के मतलब खेलने वाले लोग हैं। तो दैट इज ऑल्सो मेड अ बिग डिफरेंस टू इंडियन क्रिकेट, यू नो दैट हैज मेड अ बिग डिफरेंस। एटीट्यूड बहुत चेंज हो जाता है आपका यार, जब आपको पता होता है कि यार हम हमारा प्रोडक्ट जो है उससे लोग कमा रहे हैं, तो अप्रोच डिफरेंट होती है। लेकिन इंडियन क्रिकेट टू मी, द वे आई लुक एट इट फॉर द नेक्स्ट 7-8 years, इट्स जस्ट गोइंग अपवर्ड्स, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू कम डाउन। वो एक जनरेशनल वो होता है, एक हमेशा साइकिल आता है, मे बी आफ्टर 7-8 years थिंग्स माइट चेंज इन इंडियन क्रिकेट, बट फॉर नाउ इट्स ऑल अप 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 अप, बिकॉज एटीट्यूड डिफरेंट है प्लेयर्स का यार, बात ही खत्म हो जाती है ना वो जिस तरह से खेलते हैं क्रिकेट। और फिर दे हैव रोल मॉडल्स टू लुक अप टू ना यार। अभी कोहली जैसा बंदा हो और रोहित शर्मा जैसा बंदा हो या आई मीन धोनी जैसा बंदा हो, तो इससे ज्यादा क्या रोल मॉडल आपको मिलेगा, क्या आप बात करोगे। और फिर उस पे सोने पे सुहागा कि यू हैव गॉट गंगुली एज द बोर्ड प्रेसिडेंट। वो जितना भी पावरफुल है, इन्फ्लुएंशियल है, वो उस चीज को छोड़ो, लेकिन है तो सही ना प्रेसिडेंट। लड़कों को तो ये पता है कि गंगुली प्रेसिडेंट है बीसीसीआई का, तो बिग 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 डिफरेंस, बिग डिफरेंस।
राइट सर, सो हम इस शो को रैप अप करते हैं सर, इन द सेंस दैट what are the realistic chances of Pakistan in this World Cup? So honestly speaking, I think मैं तो ये जोक कर रहा था दोस्तों से कि I think Pakistan will put ज्यादा जोर लगाएगी न्यूजीलैंड के ऊपर than India because of what happened with them. But pretty tough group, very competitive group, and Pakistan obviously makes this group very competitive. And so matter of 4 matches, sir. So what do you think? Where does Pakistan stand in terms of will it make
मैं
it
तो
to
ये
semi?
काफी देर से कह रहा हूँ, I am saying this for a long time that please stop focusing only on the Indian match, because इंडिया के बाद भी मैचेस हैं और आपने अगर वर्ल्ड कप में जीतना है तो यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द मैचेस एज वेल। तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारे वहां तो अभी फिलहाल तो सिर्फ इंडिया 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 ही चल रहा है। तो वी डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोइंग टू हैपन आफ्टर इंडिया मैच, बिकॉज वी गॉट टफ मैचेस अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड। अफगानिस्तान इज अ वेरी स्कैरी साइड इन दीज कंडीशंस। प्लस अभी मुझे लगता है आई थिंक मे बी शायद स्कॉटलैंड ने क्वालिफाई कर लिया हमारे ग्रुप में, या श्रीलंका ने कर लिया है। तो वील द टू क्वालिफायर्स विल आल्सो बी टफ लाइक टीम्स व्हिच विल कम टू द ग्रुप। तो बात ये है कि वी नीड टू फोकस ऑन द अदर मैचेस एज वेल। देखो इंडिया का मैच तो ये है कि आई मीन वी हैव टू लुक एट दिस वे कि ठीक है यार, अगर इंडिया से अगर हम नहीं अच्छा खेल पाते हैं कोई मसला नहीं, लेट्स ट्राई टू रीच द सेमीफाइनल्स, विन द अदर मैचेस। इंडिया से फिर मैच हो जाएगा फाइनल में, फिर मैचअप हो जाएगा फाइनल में, सेमीफाइनल कहीं ना कहीं तो मैचअप होगा ना। लेकिन अगर आप ये सोच के बैठे हो कि बस हमने इंडिया से जीत लिया तो बस हमने वर्ल्ड कप जीत लिया, जो कि सोच है कुछ लोगों की, दैट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट। फिर तो आप भूल जाओ, मेरी नजर में ये बेकार सोच है। मेरी नजर में वर्ल्ड कप इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये एक मैच इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी 2017 आपके सामने आइडियल एग्जांपल है नहीं यार। इंडिया विप्ड यू इन द ग्रुप मैच, इन द फर्स्ट मैच इंडिया ने आपको ठीक ठाक थोड़ा लगाया उस मैच में, फाइनल आप जीत गए। पीपल लोग याद रखते हैं फाइनल, लोग भूल ग्रुप मैच में क्या हुआ था, कितना इंडियन बैट्समैनों ने सबने बिन। तो दैट्स द थिंग, focus on the World Cup as a tournament and focus on winning the tournament. Don't focus on the India match. India match तो यार I mean at the end of the day, Najeeb, despite all the hype and everything, वो है, I know because I've covered a lot of India Pakistan matches. लेकिन at the end of the day, what I see is that it's all about the moment. It's all about you handle the pressure. It's just playing good cricket यार। कोई ऐसा कुछ डिफरेंट नहीं होता भाई कि कोई बुरा आ रहा है और आपको 4 गालियां दे रहा है, या रिजवान जो है वो बैटिंग करते हुए गालियां देता हुआ जा रहा है सबको कि तुमको मैं ये कर दूंगा। तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, इट्स नॉर्मल क्रिकेट। सो यू जस्ट हैव टू डू गेट योर बेसिक थिंग्स राइट। इफ यू डू इट राइट, आई डोंट सी एनी रीजन व्हाई पाकिस्तान कांट विन, बिकॉज़ एनी टीम कैन बी बीटन इन दिस वर्ल्ड कप, वी हैव सीन दैट।
प्लेयर्स टू वॉच आउट सर, आपके टॉप ऑफ द माइंड 3-4 नाम पाकिस्तान से टू वॉच आउट इन दिस टूर्नामेंट, हु यू थिंक विल डू वेल?
अगर मैं कहूँ शोएब मलिक और हाफिज तो लोग कहेंगे अबे यार ये तो वही प्लेयर है जो सालों से खेल रहे हैं। नहीं, आई थिंक द वन एक्साइटिंग प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट फॉर इज हैदर अली and Fakhar Zaman. Fakhar Zaman is good. Fakhar Zaman is doing very well. These are 2 players. Plus मुझे ऐसा लगता है हसन अली could be a very big standout performer for Pakistan, क्योंकि उसके अंदर वो एनर्जी है, बड़ी एनर्जी है उसके अंदर, द फाइटर। तो he could be a big difference for Pakistan in this tournament. अरे कल तो बड़ा पिटाया वो उसको, डोजन ने 22 रन पेल दिए, डोजन कॉलिन मिलर ने, बट ही स्टिल अ वेरी गुड कॉम्पिटिटर।
On that note, sir, that is an excellent episode and an excellent insights on what is Pakistan cricket. I think of all the teams, if there is one Netflix series that one team deserves, it should be Pakistan cricket, because इतना है कि कोई भाई स्क्रिप्ट बना दो और किसी को प्रोटैगनिस्ट बना के कुछ
अरे नहीं यार, देखो मैं तो हमेशा ये बात करता हूँ, लोग लाइक आई डू माय शो, अल्लाह का शुक्र है माय यूट्यूब चैनल डज वेरी वेल, पीपल फॉलो मी, मेनी फ्रॉम इंडिया, मेनी फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान, अदर प्लेसेस, बहुत सारे हमारे पाकिस्तानी, इवन सम इंडियंस टेल मी कि भाई आप बहुत उड़ाते हो पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट को, आप बहुत क्रिटिकल हो, आप बहुत नेगेटिव हो यार। बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे नजीब, आई से दैट it's because it's very simple. I have seen the best of Pakistan cricket. I want to see that again. I want to see them doing well. I want to see Pakistan cricket as a brand. I want to see them see that swagger again. I want to see the the brand players. शोएब अख्तर यार आज भी ब्रांड है भाई। शोएब अख्तर आज भी करंट कोई प्लेयर ऐसा नहीं है जो शायद शोएब अख्तर को मैच करता हो ब्रांडिंग में। शायद आफरीदी आज भी बहुत बड़ा ब्रांड है, कोई करंट प्लेयर नहीं ऐसा जो मैच कर सकता है। ये प्रॉब्लम है हमारी इस वक्त करंट टीम में कि वी नीड ब्रांड. जब आप ब्रांड बनते हो तो फिर ऑटोमेटिकली यू I'll wind up by saying this. I remember once I did an interview with Rahul Dravid, 1-1 in Multan, and at that time there was a lot of controversy going on कि जी राहुल द्रविड़ और इंडियन प्लेयर्स जो है वो इंडोर्समेंट्स पे ध्यान ज्यादा देते हैं, कमर्शियल्स पे ज्यादा ध्यान देते हैं, अपने क्रिकेट पे ध्यान नहीं देते. तो पहला क्वेश्चन ही मैंने राहुल से ये किया, और ये देखो ये कमाल है उसका जो जवाब दिया. आई सेड कि Rahul, this is what is said about you. Is it true? What's your take on this? He said, can I ask you a counter question? I said, sure. He said, tell me which are those sportsmen who are chosen to, do the big endorsements by the big brands. Like I said, obviously, like it came out just quickly. I said, obviously, the ones who are successful. So he said, that's your answer. He said, I mean, because we have performed, we are in this position today that so and so brand, the big brands ask us to, endorse the product. So he said, don't forget, you have to reach a certain level of professionalism, performance, achievements. Then you get these brands. These brands don't go after, average performers. So I think that's the key to Pakistan cricket. That these guys need to realize this, that you have to be a brand in world cricket. फिर बंदा जब देखो बाबर ठीक है, बाबर कुछ भी है, I say Babar is a brand.
Yes.
Because that guy is, I have not seen a Pakistani batsman Najeeb for so long in all these years who is so bloody consistent. मतलब उसकी consistency कमाल है यार. मैं तो कभी परेशान हो जाता हूँ कि यार ये कितने रन्स करता है. मतलब हर वक्त हर दूसरे इनिंग में 50 मार रहा होता है, 40 मार रहा होता है, and in all formats. So I think it's something we can build on. Pakistan cricket team needs to build on.
सर आपसे बातें करते रह जाएंगे तो रह ही जाएंगे ऐसी बातें करते हुए. बट सर I really thank you for your time. Please do obviously you must be following Waheed Khan sir on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. But if you haven't, if you're new, I will put all those links in the description. Go ahead, give him a subscribe. He is just ever insightful, ever profound, and he has been equally insightful and equally profound on this podcast and on this episode. So thank you very much for your time. A goldmine of a conversation. It was a true honor and a pleasure having you.
Most welcome and nice talking to you. Very nice time. और मजा आया बात करके cricket. I like this informal sort of way of discussing cricket. Not about as an expert, but just कि आप बैठ के discuss करो कि यार क्या है cricket. So I love that. I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you very much for your kind words, sir. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, tune in to the match India vs Pakistan Sunday. And till we see you next time with another episode. Bye, everyone.